Hi everyone, welcome back to my video. So in this video we will learn together how to deploy our Windows DHCP server into our network environment. So like this you can have a Windows server configure. So after that you can deploy it in your network environment. Okay, so if you are new here watching my video, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to give the thumbs up if you like my video. Okay, so let's go back to our topic. For you as a network infrastructure or network engineer, you should know this configuration, how to deploy your DHCP server into your network infrastructure, because for the best practice or for the real network environment, some company they have DHCP server, Windows DHCP server, so like this they are easy to manage and control the client as well. So okay, I hope this video can help you to get more idea how to deploy your network infrastructure. Okay, so let's go to the lab together and we will see step-by-step configuration. Okay, this is our GNS3 blank project. So we will create one project related to our lab. So okay, first of all we go to our firewall and we take one firewall. This is our DHCP server that we will configure. Okay, the cloud and our client. So for our client we have Windows 10 and Windows 7 client. Okay, and then we choose switch, our core switch. Okay, so everyone, I need some time to complete this topology, so please give me 1 minute. I will complete the topology and we will continue our lab configuration. Okay. Okay everyone, as you can see for this lab, here the topology, and we will configure two VLAN, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, and another VLAN for our server VLAN, VLAN 7. Okay, so this is our topology, and we start our Fortigate firewall. Okay, so let's wait our Fortigate firewall to complete the startup, and then we continue to configure from our Fortigate firewall. Okay. Okay, so now our Fortigate firewall starting up, we log in, and then we configure our Fortigate firewall, the WAN IP address, in order to get the IP, and then we can log in by web browser. So it is easy for us to configure by web interface. That's okay. If you are an expert, you can configure by command line. Okay, so now we set the IP for our WAN port. Okay, follow the IP address of my Wi-Fi. Okay, so we want to verify the IP address with my Wi-Fi, so everything is correct. Okay, so let's try to ping our firewall. Okay, now we can ping. So like this, we can go to web browser and we log in by web browser. So we can start our configuration with a web interface. Okay, here our first login, username and password admin. Okay, as you can see here, our display name, the Fortigate firewall that we just input. So if we want to change also the host name, so we can change in our command line. So we go to global configuration and then we set the host name. Okay, so we like this we can identify our hostname firewall. Okay, after we set the hostname, so now everything change to the same as we configure. So let's start with our interface. Okay, so we edit port 1. This is our WAN port, so we edit some setting with our WAN port here. Okay, so we continue to our LAN. We are going to configure our LAN. We have mentioned here VLAN 10, 20 and VLAN 7. Okay, so let's configure our VLAN together with the physical port on the Fortigate firewall on port 2. Okay, so this is a very basic one for the VLAN configuration on Fortigate firewall, because I have many lab practice already with this configuration, so you can familiar with this VLAN configuration. Okay, so so let's configure our 3 VLAN here. Okay, now we have 3 VLAN. After that, we need to create one zone, the inter VLAN zone. So all the VLAN we can communicate with each other. Okay, so now we have a VLAN and then we have our zone. So okay, for the VLAN on Fortigate firewall we already configured. So now we start our core switch. So I think for the core switch, we have some little configuration on the core switch. So we create the VLAN on our core switch, and then we assign trunk port and specific VLAN for our port connection. Okay, so same thing for our switch, access switch here. So we start our access switch, and then we create the VLAN as well, the same thing, VLAN 10, 20 and VLAN 7, and assign the access VLAN port to specific VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 for our client. Okay. Okay, after we configure our switch, we start our client, Windows 10 client. Okay, so wait for our client to start up. Okay, so now we log in to our client here, the Windows 10 client, and we verify the IP address, whether our client can get IP address or not. Actually, it cannot get any IP address because we don't have any DHCP server yet. So just want to let you know that our client, we don't have any IP address yet. Okay, so we can check here the network adapter. You can see we don't have any IP address. Okay, so this is the most important part, that our DHCP server will provide the IP address to our client. So let's start our Windows DHCP server. Okay, wait for our Windows server to start up. Okay, now our Windows start up, DC01. So in order to configure the DHCP server, first of all, we need to assign the static IP to our Windows server. So let's go to our network adapter and we assign the static IP address for our server. This is my static IP address for my Windows server. Also, the gateway, you can see the gateway is the IP address of our VLAN 7 firewall. Okay, after we assign the static IP address, we can start our configuration with the DHCP server. For this step, we need to configure the rule for our server. So we configure DHCP server rule. Okay, so we just select the DHCP server rule, and then you can add additional feature. It is very easy. You just follow step by step for this configuration. Okay, so now we start installing our DHCP server rule. So we need to wait for the installation complete. After that, we can continue our configuration. Okay, so now the installation complete. We need to finish our installation with this step. So we open the alert here. So just click commit to complete our installation. Okay, so now our server is ready. We have the DHCP server now. So you can see here the DHCP server. We can start configure our DHCP server for our client, our VLAN. As you can see with the diagram, the topology, we have VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. So we open our DHCP configuration page here, and then you will see our server, and we have IPv4 and IPv6 configuration. So for our lab, we will practice on IPv4. Okay. So we start our new scope configuration with VLAN 10. Okay, so we just put our name for our scope. Okay, and you can put some description here. It is for VLAN 10. Okay, for VLAN 10, as you can see, this is our IP address, the start IP address and the end IP address here. I start from 10.10. This is our DNS server. So later on we will configure this server as DNS server as well. So that's okay. We type in our IP address of the server. So later on we will configure. Okay, just let you know this is our IP address. So you just click next and finish our configuration. So now we can have our scope here for VLAN 10. Okay, so now we continue to configure another scope for VLAN 20. You just follow the same thing for VLAN 10. Okay. Okay, now we have configured our scope for our DHCP server VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 here. So let's go back to our firewall. We try to check our connection to our DHCP server. So let's try to ping our Windows DHCP server. The IP address is 7.254. Okay. So we cannot ping from our firewall. So what is wrong with our configuration? Let me check the setting. So whether I missed something. I try to configure the default gateway. Okay. So I try to create the firewall policy to allow our VLAN here. Okay, so let's try to check the connection again. We ping to our DHCP server. Okay, cannot ping our server. So what is wrong? What is wrong with my configuration? Let me verify our IP address of DHCP server again. Okay, try to disable and enable our network adapter and verify the IP address. Okay, it's 7.254, correct. Why we cannot ping? Okay, so let's try from our Windows server ping to our firewall. Oh, we cannot ping as well our firewall. Okay, so we cannot ping our firewall. Let's go back to our firewall and let's try to check with our firewall IP address. Okay, we cannot ping our IP address, firewall IP address. Why?
Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight, gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days, 'cause all I want.
Okay, so let's try to check our VLAN. Okay, we can ping our VLAN 10, the IP address. VLAN 20 also can ping. So let's try to check with our VLAN 7. Okay, so VLAN 7 we cannot ping. Okay, like this everyone, we go back to our interface and then we verify again. Okay, VLAN 7. As you can see here, sorry everyone, this is my mistake. VLAN 7, I forget to assign the IP address for our interface of VLAN 7. So okay, this is my mistake here. So we assign the IP address for VLAN 7 and we check again. Okay, so let's try to ping our VLAN 7 again, if we can ping or not. So okay, now we can ping. So everyone, this is my mistake here. So let's go back to our window and we try to ping our firewall. Okay, now we can ping. Yes, Now we can ping to our firewall. Okay, so let's check with our DHCP server. We don't have any client connected yet. So why we don't have any client? Okay, so should we have a Windows 10 client here? Let's go back to our client, and we try to check with our client. We try to get the IP address from our DHCP server to disable and enable our network adapter in order to refresh the IP address. So let's check again. Okay, so still cannot get IP address. Okay, everyone, Windows 10 cannot get IP address, so we check with our Windows 11 client. Okay, we wait for our Windows 11 client to start up. Now our Windows 11 start up, so let's try to check with IP address. Okay, everyone, Windows 11 client also cannot get IP address. What is wrong with my configuration? So let me verify again. Okay, so now we go back to our firewall and verify our configuration. Okay, everyone, in order to integrate our DHCP server with our Fortigate firewall, so one more step that we need to configure in our firewall is the DHCP server. So here, the DHCP server here, we need to go to our VLAN interface, and then we go down to the DHCP server. For here, you need to disable this option, the DHCP server in Fortigate firewall. Okay, and then we go to advanced in order to configure our DHCP server here, Windows DHCP server. We can call it DHCP relay. Okay, everyone, so this is very important step that we need to know. So this is our IP address of the DHCP server. Okay, you can see here our DHCP server, we have this IP address 7.254. Okay, correct. So here is the step that we need to configure in our firewall. You can see here the DHCP server, we call it DHCP relay. So let's check with our client. Okay, now our client can get IP address. Okay, so let's try to ping So let's try to ping to our DHCP server. Oh, we cannot ping, so what happened? Our client can get IP address, but we cannot ping our DHCP server. We try to ping our gateway. Also, we cannot ping our gateway. Okay, everyone. I think maybe I have another mistake here. Why we cannot ping? Let's check together what is wrong with my configuration. Okay, so our client can get IP address. Let's go to our DHCP server and we check our DHCP server. Okay, let's refresh here. Okay, so we land 10 scope here. Okay, so let refresh here. Okay, we have two client. Oh, everyone, this is my local PC. Also can get IP address. So I think maybe it have conflict with my local PC here. So like this, we need to block some traffic to our local PC. Okay, so everyone, let's check this step. How can we block this traffic? Okay, so as you can see now, my firewall also disconnect. We cannot access to our firewall. Okay, we go back to our GNS3 and then we go to edit preference to check our setting here on the VMware. Okay, this option you need to block the traffic. Okay, let's try again. Okay, still cannot. Maybe our GNS3 still not take any effect setting. So okay, so everyone, we try to refresh our connection. Let me try to refresh our connection here. And then we try to restart our firewall. Okay. Okay, so after we restart our firewall, we try to ping again. Still cannot ping our firewall. Okay, so we cannot ping our firewall, so maybe okay, so like this, maybe I try to delete this link and then try to connect again. Let's see how it works. Okay, so okay everyone, we need to delete the link and configure the connection again. Okay, so now we can log in back to our firewall. Okay. Okay, so same thing for VLAN 20, we try to configure the DHCP server by disable this option and go to advanced, and we can configure our DHCP relay here. Okay. Okay, so now we check with our client, Windows 7 client for VLAN 20. Okay, everyone, our client still cannot get the IP address, so let's try to disable and enable. Okay, so let's check again the IP address. We still cannot get IP address, so what is wrong with my configuration here? Okay everyone, so let me check again with okay everyone, let me try to check with our Windows server. We cannot ping our firewall again, so maybe our configuration, the connection is error here. We cannot access to our firewall from the DHCP server, so we tried here. Okay, so we try to stop all our devices. Okay, we try to stop all our device and close our GNS3. So now we restart our GNS3 again. So we start our GNS3, wait for our GNS3 to start up. Okay, everyone. Okay, so now our GNS3 start up. We try to start our firewall and our DHCP server again. Okay, so we start wait for a moment to wait for a moment for our DHCP server and our client to start up, also our firewall as well. Okay, after that we start our switch, core switch, and our access switch. Okay, so now everything is start up. We try to check again with our client. Okay, in order to get IP address from our server. Okay, still cannot get. We try to check with our Windows 10 client. Okay, so for our Windows 10 client also cannot get IP address. So everyone, what is wrong with my lab here? Okay, everyone, so give me some time to check whether what is wrong with my configuration. So let's check together. Okay. We can ping our firewall, we can ping our Windows server. So let's try to add another client. Okay, so I'm not sure whether what is the problem exactly, so let's try with our new client here. Okay, okay, so I try to add two client here, and we configure the port for our client. So we assign VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 port to our client. Okay, so let's try to check with our client. This is a PC1, and we try to get IP address from our DHCP server. Okay, we cannot. Why still cannot? Okay, so we try to check with our PC2. We get IP address from the DHCP server. Okay, PC2 also cannot get IP address. So what is wrong with my configuration? So what is wrong with my configuration? Like this, we try to connect our client with the core switch directly. Why we still cannot? Okay, so let's go back to our core switch, and we assign this port to our VLAN. Okay, so let's try to test with our core switch. Okay, VLAN 20. Oh, everyone, I think I found the issue because, okay, let's try to verify our VLAN. Oh, everyone, my core switch lost configuration with the VLAN, so I think I found the issue now. Let's add our VLAN here. Okay, so we don't have VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 on our core switch. That's why our client cannot get IP address. Okay, so we add VLAN 10 and we verify our VLAN again whether we have or not. Okay, now we have VLAN 7, VLAN 10, VLAN 20. This is my problem. Yes, we found it. So let's try to check again with our client. Okay. Okay, so our Windows 10 client, now we refresh and try to check. Okay, our Windows 10 can get IP address. So we go back to our Windows 7 client and we try to check. Okay, now Windows 7 also get IP address. Everyone, I think this is our problem here. We forget to save the configuration on core switch. Okay, so we try to test again with PC1. PC1 get IP address. Okay, now PC1 also can get IP address. So we try to ping to another client. Okay, can ping. We try to ping VLAN 10. Okay, cannot. So try to check with our PC2. Okay, PC2 also can get IP address. Okay, so we go back to our client here, 10.10. Okay, 10.10. So we try to ping from our client, Windows 10 client. So we ping to another client. Okay. .11. Oh, sorry everyone. Actually, it is a VLAN 20, so 20.11, not 10.11. So, okay. So let's try again. 20.11. Okay, we can ping. Why we cannot ping VLAN 10 with? Okay, everyone, I think we need to check our Windows firewall on our client. So we go to Windows firewall here and we check. Okay, so we turn off our firewall here. Okay, we try to ping again. Now we can ping because of the Windows firewall block the traffic. Okay, everyone, so we try from our PC2, also can. So we try to check on Windows 7 client. Okay. Okay, we try to ping from our Windows 7 client here. we verify IP address. This is VLAN 20 and we try to ping VLAN 10. Okay, can ping. So we try to ping our DHCP server, also can ping. Okay everyone, I think this is our lab. We have successfully configured our DHCP server to assign IP address for our client here, Windows 7 and Windows 10. So I hope you get more idea how to deploy your DHCP server with your network infrastructure. So just want to clarify with you that you need to enable this DHCP server option and configure it as a relay. Here the IP address of DHCP server. Okay everyone, so thank you very much for watching my video, and if you have any question, please comment below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay.